Let's be honest, okay? Piers Morgan is the Brit Twit who's full of shit. Sorry. Okay. And while we're setting the record straight, Piers Morgan is not a journalist. He's not a thinker. He's not even a credible commentator or communicator. He's a glorified referee for human cockfights, dressed in a suit and trying to pull up. He knows the ultimate con. Americans fall for a British accent, not the not the Johnny Rotten accent, but he is such a phony. You buy this. We've always loved the British accent. Look at the Mid-Atlantic accent. Look at George Plimpton and look at William F. Buckley and how they contrive this. It's nonsense. It's a shill. He's a dupe, a shill, a phony, fugazi. He's a work. And for reasons still unexplained, he keeps tricking American audiences into thinking he possesses some kind of wisdom. Spoiler, he doesn't. I don't know what this is. He's made a career out of asking leading questions, pitting people against each other because he doesn't have to do anything. Then he steps back like a smug bartender who started the brawl, started the bar fight, and then watches from behind the counter. He lets other people do the work because he doesn't have anything to do. That's more and more of the deal, especially on YouTube, where you just pit people together. Interviews are great, except that they do all the work. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think anything. Put people together. Just go down the list. He'll get schmooly and junk yogurt, and he sits back and hey, good for him. He gets 1 million hits. Doesn't have to do anything. Let them do the work. But he doesn't have anything. He's not controversial because he speaks the truth. He's controversial because he thrives on chaos that he creates. He lets other people do it. He doesn't offer analysis. He offers provocation. And there's the difference. Remember Geraldo Rivera? Bless his heart. Bless his heart. Let me tell you something. This is a Zapruder film. Geraldo during his day, but he was the best. Oh, he put together the people. Forget, Ricky Lake and Jerry Springer. Geraldo Rivera. He was more. He pretended to be more legitimate, but like Horrendo Revolver, I think that was, what was it? Cheech and Chong. Anyway, like Geraldo, without the stash or the porn star flair, Piers is a character. He's a cartoon character, made for TV relic, who serves one purpose: to stir the pot and stir the shit, so others can make the meal and do the work for him. He plays devil's advocate not out of intellectual curiosity, but because he doesn't have a solid position of his own. He's not courageous. He's not insightful, and certainly not original. He takes cheap shots, low blows, throws gasoline on ideological fires, and then feigns confusion. Listen to him talk about science. Oh my God! Did you hear when he puts on that other charlatan, Eric Weinstein? I mean, but remember, it's that British accent that pulls it off, because Americans are just too goddamn stupid to realize he doesn't know what he's talking about. And when it all explodes, he's happy. He gets his numbers. This isn't journalism. It's ratings garbage. It's grabbing showmanship wrapped in a faux intelligence package. And Americans, I keep saying, are too stupid to realize he doesn't know what he's talking about. When he interviews someone, if that's what you want to call it, it's never about truth or accountability. It's about drama. He cuts off his guests, cherry picks quotes, and creates the illusion of tension, because he knows that outrage is currency. It's like he's taking two roosters and putting them together and letting them go. And he loves to stir the shit. If you think he has values or a worldview, you haven't been paying attention. Piers Morgan is a intellectually bankrupt, blank slate with a microphone. He doesn't stand for anything, because standing for something would probably mean risking something, having an opinion, going out on a ledge, standing there, putting your convictions up. But if he does have a conviction, it's kind of like this no shite obviousness. And risk is not in his nature. Performance is. Better yet, views, metrics. That smug demeanor, the finger-wagging style, his habitual interrupting, these aren't traits of a tough interviewer. They're the tics of a man who knows he has no substance. And how he overcompensates with volume and condensation and lets the people fight themselves. He puts people on who have moral conviction one way or another. He wants fighting. 3 or 4 people cut him off. He just sits there. He's thinking, how much money is this generating? And it's the usual suspects. You don't walk away from a Piers Morgan segment enlightened. You walk away irritated, disgusted. Like you ever have something with like too much garlic in it? You're thinking, what was that? What was that? That's him. And maybe that's the point. Maybe I'm missing the point. Maybe he's the embodiment of everything wrong with the modern media by design. Noise without meaning, an opinion without foundation, theater without conviction, without a plot, without a denouement. Even when he occasionally says something you agree with, it feels unearned because it is. He parrots consensus when it benefits him and then swings at easy targets when the mob already has its pitchforks up. There's no risk. He never leads, he follows the outrage. Add some British accent-flavored sarcasm and waits for the applause. He's a carnival barker, not a commentator, a parasite on the news cycle, not a contributor to it. Oh, no, no. In America, where people still think, I keep saying this, a British accent is somehow systematically, automatically means intelligence, Piers Morgan has found his niche. Faux, artificial, synthetic gravitas. He's the thinking man's fraud, the pseudo-intellect's poster boy. You listen to him not because he has insight, but because you mistake his tone for depth. He could be reading a laundry list, and because people would nod along, fooled by the cadence, they think he adds some insight. He doesn't. There was a time when Morgan pretended to be a moralist. Remember his anti-gun crusade? Remember when Alex Jones broke it off at him? And by the way, that was by the design. He is smart enough to know when he's doing well. He tried to, remember he came to CNN and we said, get the hell out of here. He tried to take the moral high ground, remember that? Only to crumble under the actual debate. Then came the celebrity interviews, oh my God, where he offered softballs wrapped in fake outrage. Then came the Twitter wars where he swings wildly, and he fancies himself as being this courageous, arbiter of brave news, and he cuts people off and blocks people. He can't handle it. He's a wimp. He's spineless. He's imprisoned, atesticular. He's a gelding. He swings wildly at every trending topic to stay relevant. He's not a man of principles. He's a man of trending hashtags. He couldn't hack it in serious journalism if his life depended on it. He couldn't hold his own in real editorial environments. So he settled into the only role he was ever really good at, agent provocateur for hire. And the tragedy is that this works. It works. And I got to hand it to him. And I will concede it works. In a media landscape that's obsessed with friction, his brand of feigned and deliberate adversarial ignorance is in demand, I guess. Piers Morgan is not brave. He's not smart. He's not interesting. He's a clown with a microphone with a smug face attached, reciting feigned and choreographed outrage, performative BS. This is this theater for the benefit of producers and YouTube clip editors. Look, he's the intellectual equivalent of a drive-through burger. Loud, overprocessed, empty, greasy, stale, and intellectually not nutritious. And yet he endures, bless his heart. Not because he deserves to, but because there's a market for bombastic fools, idiots with accents and no shame. That market needs to be starved. Turn him off. Tune him out. Stop pretending this man offers anything of value, because he doesn't. And you know this and I know that. And you don't need me to establish it, but you need me sometimes to say, you know what, you're right. So, remember, there's so much greatness out there. True genius, folks with intellectual heft. And PM ain't it. Thank you for watching. please subscribe to my channel. Hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos and whatever I do. I beg, beseech, implore, and import you and you as always to comment. Comment. Go to the comment section. Look at the questions I left you. Comment as you see fit.